Good afternoon, everybody. It's Coda back here from Amazing ATS, and today we are back on Coast to Coast. We do have the Peter Car 389 back out of the garage today. We do have a very nice Seminole paint job on there. Right now we are sitting down here in Childress, Texas. Our first load is going to be taking us up over to Philly. Yes, Philly as in the Super Bowl champions. We do have a 53-foot extra lease trailer sitting on the wagon. And without any further ado today, we're going to climb into the truck and get going down the road. Yo, Rohan, how's it going today? Because that is the name of the stream today, SB. How's it going today, George? No, right now we are sitting down here in Texas. We are running coast to coast. I am doing awesome like a possum. The week is halfway over already. No, Piston Pete is a nickname for a Peterbilt. Winter break, holy moly, our schools took break here around Christmas, and then they really don't get any days off until Easter. I tried to dress up Viper's 389 today in a very good looking truck, and sadly anytime I turned on the headlights it took a major hit to my frame rate, so of course I had to pretty much redo everything into the SCS 389. Yep, this is the N14. No train horns today. that's awesome, Rohan. Yeah, definitely, for me, the wheel totally changed my gameplay. And that's great to hear, George. There is something I forgot to put back into the stream today, and that's my real life logos and gas stations mod. So that's not really a deal breaker, so we're just gonna have the default company names today. Of course, I streamed it yesterday. We do have Sissel's Trailer Pack USA installed. Literally tons and tons of trailers, roughly about, I would say 50 or more skins, all on a bunch of different trailers. Almost turned himself into a greasy spot on the road. If you want to get a shifter, Rohan, coming out on the 19th is the MegaShifter from Tech Affliction. It will go on to a driving force shifter. If you do want a full-fledged shifter, I would definitely recommend Tech Affliction there also. Yo, Mr. Joe, how is it going today? Curtly, how's it going? Greetings from Pennsylvania down there to Maryland. And as I said yesterday, we are going to be running a 389 today. We do have the blue bullet lights up on top of the cab. Not a whole lot of extra lights on the truck though today. Mr. Kenworth, how's it going, sir? Holy moly, pay attention, Cody. You're gonna get yourself a driving award. Oh, and not for me. I got off of work and literally transplanted my computer from one case into another. That took a couple of hours to do, and then I went ahead and got the stream all set up for today. TechAffliction.com, Rohan. Yeah, it is, George. I definitely do want to thank you for telling me to get it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. Iron Man, welcome back to the stream, and thank you for the host. Go. There's a good look at the Peter Car 389 today. I'm doing awesome like a possum, like always, Iron Man. Definitely, Curtly. I mean, I don't want to promise something and not keep it in, and literally, I do not like lying to my subscribers or viewers, so that's totally wrong of me if I said I was going to do it and then I didn't. Hey, LeVar, welcome to the stream today. The same one that I had before. I took everything out of the HP case because there was no airflow and dumped it back into the same case. The only thing that I did have to get was a new motherboard, and I got that yesterday. And don't tell Microsoft, but literally I lost my activation on my computer, but pretty much I went back in and reactivated it, even though it's not the same motherboard. Hey, Chris, or AKA Shadow Fox, how's it going today? No, they're actually 351 headlights, George. Watch Microsoft is watching the stream and my Windows is going to get deactivated again, which really isn't a big deal. You can pretty much use the operating system. There's only a couple of things that you wouldn't be able to do, like changing the color of the taskbar and things like that. Why I'm in this right lane, I have no idea. Your guess would be as good as mine, George. Exactly right. Well, we could definitely call this a glider kit, yeah. Any more these days, the 389s are either coming with an ISX-15 or with a TrackIR engine. We've got a we've got a Cummins N14 under the hood, so yeah, you can definitely say this would be a glider. Don't worry about it. And I'm losing demonetization on my channel come the 20th anyway. Yesterday's video did get demonetized, and literally we're only talking maybe 10 cents at most, so it's no big deal, George. Coming out very soon is going to be Coast to Coast version 2.4. The signs file that is in the 2.3.3 now, that is going to be disappearing. I'll definitely take a look at that, Iron Man. And here we are rolling up Interstate 44 like a rocket sled on rails, just like the song Convoy. Well, I wish you luck with that, George. I just kind of cut a guy off. My bad. Now, the new Coast to Coast, LeVar? There we go. Whoa, what the heck? Okay, what the heck was that? Yeah, that's alright. We did a wheelie back there for some odd reason. Alright, I have to admit, that was awesome. I have no idea that this truck knew how to jump. No, since it's not going to update automatically, you're going to have to re-download the file and then throw it into your mods folder. never driven for Prime, but I'm not sure if they're going to make you go right into a lease purchase program either. There was supposed to be a beta release this week for version 2.4 of Coast to Coast. So when that does finally get fully released, you will go to the thread on the SCS forums and download it. And you shouldn't have to start over, but you might have to. I mean, literally, I keep my profiles separate. I've got one exclusively for mod testing on my own. I've got one for my multiplayer, and then I've got one here that I stream with. I do have weather on. That is never disabled. The fatigue simulation, I do have that turned off. And if you want, I can turn it back on very quickly. But the only problem with that, though, is if I get in the middle of nowhere, I have no place to sleep. That doesn't work in the game, but back when I drove, that's exactly what I did. Although back in that day, we did not flash our high beams. We actually shut our lights off for a second and then turned them back on. Yeah, you have to download the mod itself, throw it into the mod folder in your documents in the American Truck Simulator folder, and then activate the mod before you even load the game. If you're not sure how to install mods, there are plenty of videos already on YouTube that will show you how to do it. Where would you guys like to go after Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Give me some ideas out there. I'm going to say no more than 1,500 miles at most. Well, you don't want to flash your high beams because you can blind the driver in front of you. But anymore these days with the trucks, especially the newer ones, when the truck is running, the headlights are on. Alright, we've got a vote for Macon out there. How many others want to go to Macon? Possibly Florida? Oh, Chicago. That's a great city. I believe US Express are all slush-o-matics for their trucks too. They were one of the first companies to go their full fleet to automatic. So we've got a vote for Macon, we've got a vote for Chicago. Any other places that you guys would want to go today? Well, back when I drove it, the top three were Schneider, Werner, and Swift. Even though I've already ate dinner, I want to raid the Domino's truck so I can make myself some pizza. Hey, Megan, how's it going today? Or should I say BVB Warrior? Well, the CDL schools are still teaching drivers how to drive a stick because you never know what truck you're going to get put into. And trust me, it's a skill that you definitely do want to have. That's true for a lot of cases, but not everything. A lot of areas do look like this right here, just a whole lot of green and maybe some trees sitting here and there, but this is still being worked on and constantly being updated. Mantrid is the main developer, but there are people working on certain areas in the map, and then they turn around and send it into Mantrid, who then adds it to the base game. Well, base mod, not the base game, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. No, actually, when I activated Sissel's trailer mod, I went to the mod wizard itself and activated all the trailers. So basically, I go and get any load. Like yesterday, I pretty much limited to Schneider, but today I can pretty much grab just about any trailer that I want. I have seen them, yes. Come on, motor coach, get your butt out of the way. Thank you. Yeah, I have seen him in real life. And I live along Interstate 80, so literally there's I'm going to say at least 20,000 vehicles a day that pass by my location. Because pretty much in order to get to New York City from the west, you're going to be running across Interstate 80. I've activated all the trailers from the wizard, so if he's updated the mod today, I probably got it in there already. Oh, there's nothing wrong with scaring a driver every now and then. And trust me, I would not do that in real life because literally you can cause someone to have an accident. But here in the game, yeah, we're going to be all for fun and stuff, so I will blow my horn at just about anything. Yeah, back when I was driving, there would be kids on school bus who would be doing that to me, and I never would blow my horn right next to them because I did not want to scare the living daylights out of the driver. That sounds like an interesting field trip. for those of you guys who are watching today, if you are enjoying this live stream, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Let me know that you do enjoy the content. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, then enable notifications by clicking the bell, and you will be notified every time I do go live or upload a video. Safety first, George. Safety first. Yeah, sadly on this one I cannot modify the lights for the side skirts or on the air filters, so I am not running lights on there today. And when I did dress up a 389, all I did was lag when I turned on the headlights. So we're running the SCS 389 today just because of that reason. Hey King, welcome back to the stream. How you doing today? And if anybody was sleeping, George, I bet they got woken up very rudely. I mean, when you see a truck, you definitely do not expect a train horn. Probably to not make you deaf. And air horns, they are not the most quiet of things. So, in case you ever stand on a street corner and you get a fire truck going by you that's screaming a Q siren, your ears are ringing right after they pass you. And that's the reason why a truck driver will not do it with an air horn. care, Curly. Thanks for joining in this evening. And of course, we get pulled into the Indiana chicken coops. Lovely. Then you'll get some who will not pretty much blow their horns at all. Grave, how's it going today? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here with us. That would be because those are your most iconic and classic trucks. That depends where I'm at, if I did it or not back when I was driving. I mean, if I was going through a city and had a bunch of people and houses around me, I would not do it. But out in the middle of nowhere like right now, I wouldn't have a problem. I am doing awesome. Thanks so much for asking. Nothing wrong with blowing the horn when no one else is around, but when you get into a city, and you don't want to be drawing attention to yourself. And you definitely do not want to be scaring the bejesus out of other drivers either. you're also going to want to be careful that you don't break any noise ordinances when you do that too. It's not funny if you cause them to get into an accident, no. Now this is going to have me wondering, we're going to be going across Interstate 76 in Pennsylvania, and down around Pittsburgh there are tunnels on Interstate 76. I wonder if that's going to happen here on this. No, I do not live near the Iowa 80. No, I am a good day's travel away from there. I am running version 2.3.3, the DLC required version, as I did by New Mexico. And it's... some areas are alright. A lot of areas right now are going to be blank like you're currently seeing. And that is because there's very few people working on it, but slowly the map is getting better. We cannot count on SCS to give us a full 50 states. I cannot see that happening because we do need to vote with our wallets on for the map expansions if they're going to keep making them or not. Different areas are being developed, George, so that might be a possibility. Hey, what do you know? We're going to be running into some rain. you are quite welcome. Oh, it's a great game for relaxing. Once I picked up a wheel and pedals, literally my gameplay went to the next level, and then when I added a shifter, and then the Affliction MegaShifter, which is a real-world shift knob, it took it up another step. Without me actually being in a truck, this is as close as I can get. With each update that comes out, more and more is being added. I mean, Colorado, right around Denver, has quite a few cities that have been added. So it is being worked on. Progress is not that fast. There's only like maybe the main developer on that is Mantrid, and he's got some other people working on areas that they're doing on their own, sending the work into Mantrid, and then he will go ahead and add it to the base mod. But it's a long, time-consuming process. GTA5 King, thank you so much for the subscribe there on YouTube. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have VR. I've got the next best thing, which is TrackIR. one of the main differences between this game and an actual real truck is, and if you're using the clutch, these trucks in the game itself have a synchronous transmission, which would be just like driving a car. When actually these trucks have a asynchronous transmission, meaning you would have to double clutch them if you are going to use the clutch. But most experienced drivers are only using the clutch to start and stop. Ever since I've got TrackIR, I cannot play this game without it. Most of them do, George. A good majority no longer run with them on. That's the first thing that taught you in school was actually learning how to double clutch. And then you get some instructors say if you can't find it, grind it. Welcome back, Iron Man. The difference between ETS2 and ATS is very minimal, so it shouldn't take them too much in order to get ATS compatible. Back when I drove, the Jake was just on the panel to the right. I could always turn it off and on as whenever I needed, but once I got out on the interstate, I left it on, so pretty much when I let off the accelerator, the Jake would be coming on. Now, you really do not want to buy diesel in Pennsylvania. We're in the top 3 of diesel prices per gallon in the whole United States. First is California, which is pretty much a given. I appreciate that there, Grave. I'm running a couple of mods, and it's called JBX Realistic Lighting, and paired with that I do have Reshade and Sweet FX, which takes the yellowness and makes the game a little more sharp. So if I turn off my Reshade, and just give me a second here to get around these turns, you're going to see my screen turn yellow, and that's the game without the Reshade. And there we go. I just turned Reshade off. As you notice, the game got a little more blurry. Everything looks kind of washed out. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on here. There we go. Now everything is all nice and crispy again. Now this here, 76 in Pennsylvania, is the turnpike. And yes, it looks like he did add the tunnels. This looks very similar to what the turnpike looks like. Darn it, no echoing. Last I knew on that one, Grave, it is available on the SCS forums. However, the creator needs to update the links for the mod itself so you can get it. The last I knew, the links were expired. Now, why would I want realistic diesel prices when it's going to cost me too much money to fuel this thing up? Whoops, I better not try to turn, keep that view out going through turns, because I cannot keep the truck in my lane. Now, when I drove, I always wore cowboy boots. I never wore a cowboy hat. The game itself has a yellowish tone to it, so the reshade does get rid of that and makes everything a whole lot crisper and sharper. It's not like it's really going to affect me either. With I've got like $3.5 billion. Yeah, there we go. We got $3.5 billion. It's not like a couple of dollars is going to hurt me. Not that I know of. What graphics card are you running? So this area right here where that exit is that I just passed would be Bedford, PA. That's where 76 and 70 meet at. I don't know if they're trying to kill them per se, but they do want to bring them in line with fleet trucks. And that's pretty much why after 2020 you're not going to be able to buy a glider kit. And I am not sure if this game supports SLI. Well, the industry is already over 1 million drivers short. I'm not sure how much more worse it's going to get. Yeah, processor and RAM shouldn't be your issue. If you're getting, are you running any mirrors on the hood of your vehicle, of your trucks? Another thing you can try to do, Grave, is bump up your scaling. If it's at 100, try to move it up to 200 or 300. That might make things a little bit easier, a little crisper, and also it might increase your draw distance too, so they're just not popping in on you. Okay, Iron Man, you take care. We'll catch you on the flippity flop. You're talking about speed regulators for the trucks themselves. That's not made by, that decision is not made by the government. That's actually the company decision if they put something like that on. Nothing is going to change because of Trump. That's already pretty much a certainty. Oops, I so did not mean to hit that car. I just gave him a little bit of a Peterbilt tattoo. Yeah, I have no idea on that draw distance then. Yep, that was the first wreck today, and that's only because I was looking out my right mirror trying to get over and didn't see him stop. Yeah, I am not sure then, Grave. What do you know? I totally screwed this up. I thought I was in. Apparently not. Well, today's society is just totally Sue happy, so that doesn't surprise me. Well, actually, the reshade doesn't affect graphics at all. It doesn't give me a drop in mine, and I'm running a 1070. Let's see. No Macon and no Chicago. Heck, let's go ahead and haul this load of hay over to Milwaukee. Or better yet, I wonder if my virtual speditor will work. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to do a quick test on that to see if it does. I will be right back. Alright, sadly, Virtual Speditor is not working with Coast to Coast, so we are going to go ahead and take that load of hay over to, let's see, Milwaukee, or should we take a tractor? Which one? Let's haul the flatbed. One day I will. Not just yet, though. throw things down into granny gear. We're going to hold down on the trailer brake. We're going to do a tug test here. Alright, tug test is good, so let's get on going. Nice of that driver to let me out. You take care, George. Thanks for joining me here on the stream. The first place that we find somewhere to get some fuel, we definitely need to stop at the Fill Me Up. And that is a mod called HN Immersive Symbols, and it is on the Steam Workshop. Green floating question marks really is not my idea of something that looks nice, so I did find that the one day and have been using it ever since. as long as there is a place in the rest area that has the sleep icon or like the blue lodging symbol, you would be able to sleep at a rest area. Now I get you. Sorry about that. I misunderstood you. guys are going to see my cam go, well, the view go haywire in just a second. I'm going to be leaning over and grabbing another bottle of water. Hey Richard, how's it going today? Welcome back to the stream. There's none that I would know of that add realistic truck stops. There are map mods that do, but one of them is called MHA Pro, but I don't recommend them. Only because every major version update, you have to rebuy the mod. So that's why I do not recommend MHA Pro. It's only $3, but what happened with me personally is I had bought it for 1.28 when 1.29 came out and he updated his mod. At the time when I paid for it, it came with lifetime upgrades for free. And then he turned around and started charging for upgrades. It's like, no, I'm going to PayPal and getting my money back. It didn't get that far. He went ahead and refunded me and then turned around and blocked me from his website. It's like, alright, you want to be a dick about it? Go right ahead. I'm just going to recommend not anyone use your mod. And that really only adds one truck stop, which is a TA. It is quite big, but so did not mean to cut myself out there. The TA is quite big, but again, just because of the experience that I had, I do not recommend anyone use MHA Pro. I was not expecting. We're gonna go up to Pittsburgh and right up 79, I believe, which is how I would be going in real life, actually. So we're gonna see how close this is to get over to Milwaukee. Yeah, those who take advantage of the community, yeah, I am not going to support you when you say lifetime updates are included, and then turn around and say, oh, I'm reneging on my word, and now you owe me another $3. I mean, granted, I could afford it, but it's just the principle of it. It's pouring like the dickens. Just wow. That's twice during the stream that it's actually rained, and 9 times out of 10 it normally doesn't. Grave, if you are looking for like a realistic mod that will change like Posted to FedEx and UDS to UPS, and the gas stations actually called Chevron and BP and things like that, look for a mod on the Steam Workshop called Real Life Logos and Gas Stations. So Walmart turns into Walmart, Charge turns into Best Buy. It actually is a very good mod, and there's 8 mods in one combined in that one. I forgot to enable it back on the stream for today, but I do have it. official word as of yet, but if we're going to get 2 states this year, I would see it out by the end of summer. And then I'm hoping the next state after that, in order to get rid of the big L that we're in right now, would be something like Utah, or possibly even Colorado. But I would see it more in the way of Utah, just because you would be able to then be able to cut through Arizona and Nevada in order to get up to Oregon. Hey, Kurtley, welcome back. And welcome to Ohio. Yeah, pretty much back when I was driving in the late 90s, I did not like driving through Ohio. Cars at that time were 65 miles an hour. Trucks were like California is right now, limited to 55. And it absolutely sucked balls. So you've got a state that's 234 miles across on Interstate 80. You're stuck at 55. You're taking 4.5, 5 hours to get across the state instead of being across it in 3.5 or so at 65 like it is now. I'm gonna be going through Chi-Town. I've got a load that's going to Milwaukee. Gotta love when four-wheelers pull out in front of you and then slam on their brakes. Well, actually, it wasn't that bad. I think maybe that was partially my fault, thinking he wasn't gonna move. And I think I know why right there, because of Prime. And you know, you guys know what that stands for, right? Please remember, I may explode. this would be the Ohio Turnpike. Although the times that I did drive across to Ohio, I did stop at one of the restaurants there, Hardee's. You guys have probably heard of it. Also, what's tied in with Hardee's these days? Oh, the name is slipping my mind, but Monster Burgers, awesome. Totally awesome. If you have not had one, I do suggest you find a Hardee's and get one. Probably where my brother is at right now, which is Martin Transport. And I'd go ahead and drive with him, and we'd be running team then. I'm actually running a traffic mod, DP's traffic mod. I believe it's beta 7 that I'm running. So it does add more traffic during the day. The night times are quite a bit lighter. This guy doesn't get going very soon, I'm going to be using the emergency passing lane. Thank you. We are heading to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yo, what's up, Big T? Let's see, what time do we need to be in Milwaukee? Wednesday night between 5 and 11. Yeah, we're easily going to make that. Let's take a look how many miles we have left in this trip. 302, and it's only 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. So, yeah, we are going to be there way, way early. I so cannot wait for Coast to Coast to be finally completed. I mean, we'll get rid of this here. Even if they just add trees in here, it would give us something to look at least. This is kind of plain, but it's still not bad. At least we can run the entire United States now. I appreciate that, Big T. It's the stock SES at 389, and we do have P389 JP's 389 accessory mods in. So there's a few things on here that really are that you cannot get on the stock truck, and once you download the mod and install it, you would be able to see everything there. So we've got whip antennas, we've got the chrome straps on the fuel tank, that's another thing. The fenders on the back rims, on the back wheels, and that's another one there too. That I am not sure about, actually. There are certain parts of the map that are being worked on, and Madrid is the main mod creator, so he does have other people working on areas. They will then send in their work to him. He adds it to the base mod and then releases it. And there is a beta that's going to be coming out this week. I'm not sure if he's releasing it publicly or not yet, but it is version 2.4. which is no longer going to have the signs.scs file that's included with 2.3. So it looks like all the signs are now going to be a part of the base mod. Yeah, I've seen those tow truck mods last year. Junior Senior did a few videos on those, but I never tried them. Oh, that would be totally awesome. But before that happens, though, one thing I really do want to see would be trailer ownership. I mean, that's one of the most requested features from the community, and I hope, and I really hope SCS is working on it. mean, because right now, if you want to practice maneuvers, you basically have to go grab a load and do whatever, and that's going to cost you $12,000 to drop the load for another driver to take, which really should not be right. Basically what I would do if there was trailer ownership, I would get myself a 53-foot reefer, because then I would be able to haul refrigerated, then also dry freight too. I'm not sure. The game engine is still the same, the Prism 3D, from what they started with, and they've gotten very good at it, but pretty much right now we are stuck on DirectX 9. I would love to see this updated for DirectX 12, and even possibly support for Vulkan. Now, have you hauled the 785C yet there, Big T? Four-wheeler, holy shnikes. Well, that's what you get for slamming on your brakes in front of a big truck. Alright, and here we go, Curtly. We are in Chi-Town. How the heck do you manage to damage a load of hay? I was wondering what kind of truck that was. It looks like we got garbage haulers in front of us. Yeah, that was so unexpected to have that car slam on its brakes in front of me. Yeah, I pulled the 785C once, and literally I had totally forgot that being on a highway is not very good with that. You run across some of the random events and you cannot get through them. I haven't been to West Virginia yet, at least not in this. Yeah, I do have special transport. That is one mod I would love to see for ATS. I do have trouble with those European trailers only because they are steerable, so I am totally not even used to that. I'm used to what we haul and heavy haul here in the States, to where we've got a Jeep, the low boy, and then a Stinger axle if there is going to be one on there. Holy moly, you have totally forgotten how to back up. And of course I went by it. Oh no, I didn't go by it. Alright guys, I am going to call it quits here for the night, but I do want to thank you for watching this evening. If you did enjoy the video and you have not given it a thumbs up, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that red subscribe button. I do appreciate it. My name is Coda. You have been watching Amazing ATS. We will see you on the flippity flop.